Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Test, test, test. All right, welcome to Terry Martin Arena as we wrap up hockey reunion weekend. SUNY Canton men's hockey hosting Hamilton. The Continentals come into this game ranked number 9 in one poll and number 8 in another in the country. They just got their season started last night with a 5-1 win against Amherst. The Roos coming off a 7-3 loss last night to their rivals Potsdam, looking to get back on the winning track here. And we're underway. Puck into the Hamilton end there. Skater goes down, number 28, Justin Bierbin. He's got the puck and passes out to the point. Shot deflected there out in front. Puck put back down deep. Hamilton with it. Nice block there by Canton defenseman. Lost his stick. Looked like Colton Alexander. He goes to the bench for a change. Roos with it. Look to clear their D zone. Unable to get it out. Puck pops up there. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play. Looks like they're going to get Canton for a trip. Didn't appear they were going to call it, but the Roos will go to the box here just over a minute in, as Hamilton will be on the power play. That's number 16, Spencer Sassenberry, to the box. He scored 2 of the 3 goals for the Roos last night. Leads the team with 4 goals, the rookie out of Fayetteville, New York. Hamilton wins the offensive zone draw. Loose puck in front there. A lot of traffic. Body sprawled out. And we've got a whistle and stoppage of play. Roos doing everything they could there to cover the puck in a dangerous position right out in front of the crease. 10 seconds gone on the Continental power play. And it'll be another offensive zone draw for Hamilton. Puck cycled around there. And the Roos able to clear the zone. That's Nolan Zotter there. Number 34, Tyler Bloomfield, to go out of his net there to play the puck. In goal tonight for Canton, Nate Hopkins, making his first start of the year. Hamilton with it behind the Canton net. Pressure there by the Roos, and they'll clear their D zone. Go for a line change. Number 5, John, I apologize, I'm not going to be able to get your last name there. John W. with it. And Hamilton skates through the neutral zone. Puck poked away there by Hopkins. And Canton will clear the zone. Just about 40 seconds left on the Hamilton power play. I got John's last name now. It's Wojciechowski. Sorry about that. Hamilton with a cross-ice pass. Puck deflects high. And Canton able to clear the zone again. Good pressure there and a bit of a misplay by Hamilton, but they're able to regroup. Busy weekend in the Roos house. Women's hockey hosted a pair of games yesterday and today. Men's basketball pair of games, and now men's hockey with their second game of the weekend at home. 6 games in all in the Roos house this weekend. And then next weekend, men's hockey hosts Hobart, 3-time defending national champ Hobart, along with Oswego. And that'll wrap up the home games for first semester. A lot of teams on the road to end the semester. Canton dumps it behind their own net. Picked up by the Hamilton goalie there. Not many scoring opportunities early as the teams look to feel each other out over the first 4 minutes of play. Canton keeps it in their offensive zone. Puck fired on net there by Mugel. That's Tristan. also has a twin brother, Jordan. Luckily, they wear different numbers. And puck in the slot there. Schoner, shot saved. Goalie couldn't find it. Puck's loose. Puck's still loose. Ruse jamming it at it, and the goal comes off with a whistle and stoppage of play. So probably both teams' best scoring opportunities. Just kind of a loose puck out in front both ways. But a pair of whistles stop play, and we're still scoreless here, 4.5 minutes in. Face off all the way back to the Ruse D zone and given away there. Nice poke check there by Jake Howard. Here comes the puck through the neutral zone. Pringle with it around to Howard. Picked up there by Hamilton as they cycled around. Corey Liu gives chase, and we're going to get a Hamilton penalty coming up here. Trip on the Continental, so we've got a trip each way. 5 minutes in as SUNY Canton will go on the power play. 5:01 in. Coming into tonight, Ruse are 5 for 20 on the power play. Hamilton 2 for 2 on the penalty kill so far this season. And the puck there, I think it was Sassenberry chasing after it. Hamilton will send it the other way. Hopkins out to play it. That's number 11, Devin DeVries, with the trip for Hamilton in the box. He's got 1:42 left on the penalty. Puck will go back down to the Canton defensive zone here. Defensive zone draw, or offensive zone draw won by Hamilton, put right on net there, covered by Hopkins. And that puck will go back into the neutral zone. Dumped in there by Hamilton. Hopkins leaves it. Schoner picks it up behind his own net. Goes up the left side for Alexander. Alexander looks to fake out a defenseman there. Puck tied up on the end boards. Cycle back around for Schoner. Who's not able to connect there, and Hamilton clears their zone. So far, halfway through the Canton power play, not much going so far. Here come the Ruse with a mini change. Actually, it looks like a full change. McKinnon stops it at the point. And that's fired through traffic. Looks like the Hamilton goalie got a piece there. McKinnon. That shot looked like it was blocked by a Canton player. On a Kelly shot from the point. Looks like they're trying to get some traffic out in front of the Hamilton goalie there. We're going to have a Canton penalty now on Braden Freifogel. I missed the call. Looks like a hook. So it'll be a face-off in the offensive end for Hamilton, won by the Continentals. So we got 15 seconds left, a 4-on-4, and then Hamilton will go on the power play. Their second of the game. Puck given away there by Canton. Good look there. There's Sassenberry. And he leaves it for Liu. Nice little play there. And save by Tyler Bloomfield. So that'll end the 4-on-4 action. $1:35 left on the Canton penalty. Roos will have a draw in their offensive zone here, down a skater. See if we can get you some stats. So far, shots on goal 5-3 in favor of Canton. Puck goes high off the boards there, and Canton able to clear their own zone. Here comes Hamilton with it at the right circle. Fire a tough angled shot there. Not sure if it hit Hopkins' pad there or if it hit might have hit the outside of the netting. And here comes SUNY Canton with a chance the other way. Race to the puck. Zotter with it. Good individual hustle from him there on the penalty kill. Here comes Hamilton back the other way. Luke Shore with it. Nice deflection there by, I believe, Pringle. Ten seconds left on the Hamilton power play. Alexander gives chase. Nice play there by Masherchak. Hopefully I got that right. And that'll do it for the Canton penalty. As we're back to even strength, 5-on-5 hockey. Alexander with it. Down low looking for Freifogel. He moves it back to Alexander as he looks to circle behind the net. Puck pinned up against the boards there, 2v2. Third Hamilton skater joining the fray. The puck is still moving, and number 22, Carson Hall, comes away with it for Hamilton. Collision there at center ice in front of the penalty boxes, which have been rather busy so far, opening and closing the doors so far. Kremen with it in the neutral zone, and he'll dump it in. Cycles all the way around the boards, and SUNY Canton with it. Good chance there by Drysdale. A lot of space once he collected it off the boards there. Fairly even overall here early, but you'd have to say SUNY Canton's had a little bit better of the chances. Just over midway through the first period. Again, it's hockey reunion weekend here. We've got some alums in town. Got Terry Martin here. And he and the alums, I believe, will be recognized. Oh, McKinnon with a shot on goal there. They'll be recognized between the second and third periods, I believe. Roos unable to keep that puck in the zone. And here comes Hamilton the other way, possible 2-on-1. Good defense by the Roos. Schoner with it for Canton. Skates through the neutral zone. Tries to nutmeg the defenseman there. Puck deflected to the end boards there, where Canton will pick it up. There goes Schoner, and he'll just dump it deep. Schoner leads the Roos with 5 assists and 7 points this season, averaging just about a point a game for his career. Zotter with it. Got a stick down on the ice there. Kremen giving chase. That puck through traffic, but deflected at the left circle. Stick goes flying up in the air, almost over the glass. I don't think Forsberg tossed his own stick up there, but we don't have any whistle. Hamilton with it, D to D. Connor Thu with it. Sorry, Connor Toohey. And 2v2 battle behind the Canton net. Freifogel comes away with it. Rue's able to clear their zone. And we'll have a stoppage in play. 7:13 left, opening period. Scoreless game here between the top 10 ranked Hamilton Continentals and SUNY Canton, off to a strong start, 4-1 on the season, receiving votes in the USCHO and D3 Hockey News top 15 polls. Face-off won by Canton. Pollock giving chase for the Ruse, but that will be an ice. Get you an update. Shots on goal, 7-4 in favor of the Ruse. Almost 13 minutes gone here, first period. Hopkins able to get a piece of that. Couple bodies out in front trying to shield his line of vision. And we'll have another icing. Hamilton wins the draw. Tries a sharp angled shot that doesn't get through. Hamilton up ice into the offensive zone. Ruse pick it up there. Puck fired by 27 Luke Jor. Nice play defensively there by Hamilton. And the puck's right on the blue line, kept in by Canton as Hamilton was in the midst of a change. Alexander tied up there with a Continental. And that puck will go back out into the Ruse zone, picked up by McKinnon. Icing waved off there. Hamilton goalie was hoping for an ice. And puck turned over there by Hamilton at mid-ice. Deflected by Pringle. McKinnon dumps it behind the Hamilton net. Not much in the way of scoring chances the last little bit, but here comes Canton Pringle. His shot blocked by number 5, John Wojciechowski. And a goal by Canton. A wrister there by Schoner from just to the left of the right circle, and he puts Canton on top 1-0. Nico Schoner with his 3rd goal of the season, 8th point, puts Canton on top early. 5:08 left in the first period. We'll get you the official scoring once we have it, but Schoner with a nice wrist shot there to put Canton up 1-0. And I believe after falling behind early last night, that's their first lead of the weekend. So nice for them to get out in front here one night later and see if they can build on that. Here comes Schoner the other way. And that puck flipped way up. Fan will get a souvenir there. Ref looking for another puck. Offensive zone draw for the Roos. Won by Canton. Zotter with it momentarily. And unable to keep it in. Looks like they'll redo that face-off. 4:10 left here in the first period. Shots on goal, 8-6 in favor of Canton. And a couple players from each side exchanging pleasantries in front of the Canton bench. Hamilton players probably asking the Roos if they know any good dinner spots for after the game. The Hamilton skater Jackson Crock will be kicked out of the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Roos. Floated high into the Canton bench. Face-off won by Hamilton. And slap shot there by number 14, Trey Williams. Wide in net. Williams with it. He has it at the left circle, fires it through traffic, that goes wide. And Canton clears their zone there. Pringle back for it, nice play to keep it alive for Freifogel. Freifogel left circle. And he was looking for Colton Alexander. We got a Canton player down on the ice holding his head. I didn't see it was behind the play. Can't quite make out who it is. Never good when you see them holding their head, though. And Evan Pringle skates up on his feet, skates to the bench there. He made a nice play in the neutral zone to keep the puck alive for the Roos skating in there, and then I think had a bit of a collision. So they'll check him out here. Puck comes outside the zone, 3:05 left in the first. Nice move there by Schoner. Here comes Hamilton the other way. Shot save there by Hopkins. Nice play. No, a couple more chances, 2 or 3 more chances there from Hamilton. Number 4, Tui there from the point, and then a couple rebounds. 44 shot. Jacob Yerfino, his shot goes high, and puck covered there by Hopkins. As the Rue skaters try to protect their goalie there. So a flurry of chances there for Hamilton, probably 3-4 shots in a short span of time there. Yeah, shots on goal, 10-8 for the game in favor of the Continentals. Their best extended scoring opportunity of the night. Hamilton behind their own net there, or behind the Canton net. Ruse cycle it around. Unable to clear. Nice deflection there. And that puck kind of flips through there by Zotter. A little bit of trouble for Bloomfield as he'll want to cover it. So we'll have an offensive zone draw for the Ruse. Just over 2 minutes left in the first. Pringle's back out there on the ice. That's good to see. Offensive zone draw won by Canton. Kremen from the point, deflected in by Mugel at the left circle. Great play there. Jordan Mugel able to deflect it at the left circle off a face-off zone win, off a shot from Kremen. And SUNY Canton doubles their lead 2-0 here with 2:02 left in the first period. All right, we'll get the official scoring for you, but definitely Mugel from Kremen. And probably whoever took the face-off, honestly, with the second assist. As SUNY Canton's off to a great start here. Ruse pick up the puck. Wipe out there at center ice. Hamilton with a great chance from a sharp angle there. Saved by Hopkins. Looked like Justin Bierman. Hamilton with it behind their own net. Yeah, just under a minute left here in the first period. Ruse looking to finish the first period strong here. Puck deflected high up into the crowd. Another souvenir for a lucky fan. Be an offensive zone faceoff with 40 seconds left for Canton. Stick goes flying there for the Ruse. And that shot from the corner there will be covered by Tyler Bloomfield. That was Jake Howard on the shot. SUNY Canton's probably okay with that being covered there as they were had a player down a stick. 33 seconds left. Hamilton wins the face-off. Guess that puck, no, that puck did get out of the zone. Hamilton will dump it behind the Canton net. Down in the corner. Here come the Ruse with it the other way. Pringle 6 seconds left. Flips it forward looking for Alexander. That puck will go behind the net. Pringle tries to get it out in front, and the horn will sound as that'll do it for the end of the first period. May not do it from the scorekeeper's end of things. We'll see here. Looks like, I believe, Colton Alexander a little banged up on the play. Or was that Freifogel? That might have been Freifogel. All right, well, all that aside, we've got a pretty good hockey game here so far. Shots on goal even at 11 apiece. But SUNY Canton leads 2-0 behind a pair of goals from Nico Schoner and Jordan Mugel. We'll take about a 15-minute break and join you for the second period.
Welcome back to the Ruse house. Strong first period for the Ruse, up 2-zip. Jordan Mughal, even strength goals. Got Kremen with one of the assists. And let's see who's got the other one. Was that the lone assist on that play, perhaps? And then Nico Schoner actually started things out, scoring the first goal at 14:52. Mughal, Tristan Mughal's got the assist on that one along with Evan Pringle. So we got a couple of Mughals on the score sheet here this evening. Jordan with a goal, Tristan with an assist, and here we go, second period of action. As the Ruse lead the number 8 team in the nation, Hamilton, 2-zip. This one's going to be whacked out of the Hamilton zone. Ruse starting the period on the power play. Some penalties there late in that first period. It's good to see that they caught those. So the Ruse with the man advantage, and here we go. Colton Alexander, the freshman with a lot of speed out there, wraps it around the boards. High slot now, Scott Kremen. He floats one in front. Kicked wide, comes right back to him. Kremen to Alexander. He's tripped up, stays with it, and keeps it in. Kremen's going to pinch. We got a penalty upcoming here, and I think this one's going against Canton. Cross check is the call. Time of the penalty, 55 seconds. Yeah, the Ruse door swings open. Yeah, Colton Alexander is going to head to the penalty box. So the Ruse get 55 seconds on the power play, and now we'll skate some 4-on-4. That first period was fun to watch. Hopefully we got 2 more fun periods upcoming if you're a Ruse fan. Welcome to those of you who are listening in and tuning in that are Hamilton fans. Continentals come into this contest 1-0. Kelly over the line. Nice pass. Shot that goes just wide. Good rush there by the Ruse. Hard off the end boards all the way down. Oof, dangerous pass there. Along the boards, Zotter does a nice job backhanding that forward. Icing's going to be waved off as the 2 teams race for it. Ruse looks sharp today. They're moving the puck fast, skating well against a top 10 team in the nation. Continentals come the other way. That's Trey Williams. He'll wrap it around the boards. Gets free in behind the net. Look out. Williams gets it back. Flips it toward the side of the net. Deflection attempt. That goes wide. That was off the stick of Sebastian Hamming. He'll come back for SUNY Canton's Corey Liu. Liu in behind the net. Riley McKinnon got twisted up just a little bit. Ruse now with a chance to clear it out. Nice little bump there along the boards by Forsberg. Ruse unable to clear though. Will jam it up along the left wing. Hamming shoots it in deep. Forsberg dispenses of his stick. Boy, that one was a great opportunity. Hopkins with the save. The rebound goes in behind the net. Continental still control. Hamming winds up, lets that one go. Deflected right out in front. Noah Leibel with the deflection for the Continentals, and he almost got one by Nate Hopkins on that play. Good looking play there for the Continentals. They were buzzing in the Ruse zone. Hopkins able to keep it out in front of him. The Continentals come out determined here in the second period. The 2 teams back at full strength. Here's a drive from the point from Wojciechowski. What, you know his name? What? No, Wojciechowski. Given my last name, it shouldn't be quite so difficult to pronounce, but Wojciechowski. How about that? Nice Polish guy from Illinois. Stretch pass for the Roos, doesn't connect, but here they come over the blue line. This one right on. Good looking shot there by Jackson Drysdale. Canton whacks it back in deep and Drysdale goes after it. Roos will get a change here as the Continentals skated out. Canton dumps it back in. Get the full change there. 4 minutes gone, second period. 2-zip Canton. Jordan Mughal. Nico Schoner with the goals. This one cleared out to center ice. Got to close that gate. Look out, fellas. Dumped in deep. Turnovers. Sent in on net. I think that was Evan Pringle with the shot. Oh, that one didn't miss by much. Nifty looking wrister there by Braden Freifogel. Who's going to get some more changes. Tyler Bloomfield, a netminder for the Continentals. As they control in the Canton zone. Boy, they had a great opportunity in front there, but didn't get the pass off in time. This one's going to float into the right corner. Continentals control. Hamming, his shot blocked. Roos get the rebound. Hamming got a piece. Well done there by Luke Chor for Hamilton. As he got it in. Roos get it out. There's a, man, that stick broke easily, didn't it? Looked like he just tapped it and they got sawed in half. Canton with an opportunity to clear. That stick still not doing him any favors. As Hamilton gets it over. And that's shot up into the Hamilton bench. Nice job stepping up there by Tristan Mughal as he made sure that Continentals didn't get a chance to bring it further. You know what the biggest issue with the Hamilton Continentals is? Too many syllables. You know, the Continentals is just, it's a 4-syllable nickname. Yeah, right? Like, what are you going to shorten it to? Yeah, good luck. No, it just, either way you go. Front end, back end, it's just not right. Not many you can't do that with, but that's one of them. And Hamilton's not exactly a breeze either. Oh, that's a nice play by somebody in the stands. You see that guy one hand that? That's Nate Hopkins' dad. Well, you see where Nate gets the hands from. That was well played. He just kind of grabbed that and put it in his pocket like somebody handed it to him. But it came from center ice. Mr. Hopkins got the hands. They come up from Rhode Island, I guess. Nate's from Wakefield. I'd say it's outside of Providence, but like everything's outside of Providence in Rhode Island, right? Like that's, it's not the smallest. Is it the smallest state? I think maybe Delaware is, but it's one of the smallest. Let's leave it at that. I can get away with that. Kind of round down or up either way. Continentals dump it in. There's a chance in front. Couldn't connect. Roos will ting this one off the glass. Glove down by Schoner. Roos tried to get it back to Nico, but couldn't quite. Here come the Continentals back in the Canton zone. They can buzz. I mean, they can cruise. Hamming pinches in. Continentals with the puck. Now they feed it out in front. Good D there by the Roos. Nice back check there, and here they come out 2-on-2. Oh, nifty move. Not quite. Get that deep. Well done. Roos controlling yet again. Nice pass. Left side. That one shoveled out in front of the net. Nobody home for the Roos. 8 minutes gone in the second. Approaching the midway point of this one. Canton up 2-zip. It's been strong so far for Canton. Hard off the glass. And here comes Hamilton in the Canton end. Hall trying to push that one in front. That's deflected. Comes back out. Williams pinches down. Williams in the corner. Gets hammered along the end boards. He's a little slow to get up and a little slow to look at. Wow, that's a tough shift. He just got dumped and then redumped. Sent in deep, back out of the blue line. Continental's moving the puck well, right on net. Hopkins gloves it down just like his dad on a shot by Hall, and we're going to stop and play with 12:12 to go in period number 2. Continentals are coached by Rob Haberbush, his 15th season with Hamilton. That is impressive. He's got them rolling this year with a number 8 ranking from D3 hockey in the nation, number 9 in the USCHO poll. Ruse receiving votes in polls heading into this weekend. They were the top-ranked team outside the top 15 poll, so theoretically, that's the 16th team in the nation. That's pretty good. Tough one last night as the Ruse lost to Potsdam 7-3, but a win tonight would feel pretty good. Bouncing puck. Stopped at center ice by Wojciechowski. Now controlled by Connor Tui. Not like a one-y, but, This is a wrist shot in front. Hopkins gobbles that up. Lucky he did, because DeVries was right there. But Hopkins absorbs that one, and we'll have a face-off in the Canton zone. Nate Hopkins' first start of the season in his career at SUNY Canton. He's got a .355 GAA and an .895 save percentage. The Ruse split time between Kelson Hooper and Trey Miller before this evening, but Hopkins gets the call tonight, and so far so good for Nate. Hamming's trying to get that one in front. Forsberg does a nice job blocking that one. Takes a little bit of a hit. Hamming keeps it in. Flips it to the far corner. Well done by the Ruse to dig it free. This one's hard off the glass, out to center ice. Chance here. 2-on-2 as the Ruse move over the line. Nice pass to the left side. This shot goes wide. Hard off the end boards. All the way down. Race for the puck, and Riley McKinnon's back. Good to see him out there. He was shaken up a little bit in the first period on a hard hit. Continental's bringing it in, and that off the side of the goal. Chance for the wraparound, nothing there. Whacked before, now in front, shot and a score. Justin Birabin, a scramble in front, finds the back of the net. We got ourselves a 1-goal game. Time of the goal, 9:32 of the second period as we approach the midway point of this one. Birabin gets the Continentals on the board. We got ourselves a ball game. Beer a bin as opposed to like a bin of beer. You know what I mean? It's kind of reversed it a little bit. Sounds like it. If your last name's Taylor, odds are somewhere along the way you came from people who were Taylors, and I don't know what that means if your name is Birabin. Continentals on a counterattack here. They got a 3-on-2 as they carry it into the Ruse end. Bouncing puck though off a skate, and here comes the counterattack. Drysdale over. Drysdale down the left side, skating toward the goal. Slipped off his stick. Forecheck there for the Ruse, and stolen away. Flipped to the slot. Nobody home. Sent the length of the ice. Is it going to be icing? Sure is. See if the Ruse gets some fresh skaters out there, or we're going to stay with everybody on the ice. Looks like they're sticking with it, both sides. Of course, Hamilton doesn't have a choice, but split results so far today for the Ruse Athletic Department. Men's basketball winning their first of the year, 106, I think it was the 77, 106-77 over Vermont Linden. And then women's hockey today. Yeah, they fell short against Cortland. their first loss of the year. They lose women's hockey team off to a great start. Look to bounce back next weekend after their first loss. Cortland, nationally ranked team. So here's Sassenberry. Nice pass. Shot right over the goal. Didn't miss by much. This one floats wide. Good shot there by Nico Schoner. Top of the slot. Here's a shot. That's blocked. Bouncing puck settled by the Continentals. Kremen gloves it down. Scott comes the other way. Dumps it deep. Kremen's going to glove it down again. Looks like a shortstop out there. Backhander. This time it's cleared by Hamilton. Retrieving to get his Corey Liu. Continentals, they'll come over 2-on-2. Liu, nice job, blocked the puck. One of the Continentals sliding into the goal mouth. Bouncing puck, cleared nicely. Getting there in time was Braden Freifogel. The Continentals, man, they look like they're always ready to attack as they come back over once again. Here's Freifogel again. Off his stick, but here come the Roos. Slides off the stick of Colton Alexander. Into the Roos end is Brendan Voivoda. Clean clear by the Roos. Here comes Colton Alexander as the freshman fires it in. Wrestling match along the red line, won by the Roos. Devin DeVries clears it out. Nice to see Terry Martin here, the man this rink is named after. Got a chance to speak with Terry a little bit. In between the first and second period, he's doing great. Had a little hip surgery a few weeks ago, but he's back on the horse. And Terry's doing great. Great to see him. Good to see Jill here earlier today as well. And a lot of SUNY Canton hockey alums tonight. Her son Mark is here as well. So here's a chance in front. What a goal. That was pretty. Alex Denis, the assistant captain for the Continentals, the senior from Calgary, had that one come in front and he roofed it. Glove side, top shelf, and it's 2-2. This Hamilton team does not waste any time turning on the offense, and it's Denis with the goal. Or putting it better, Denis with the goal. You know what I'm saying there, Abby? Denis with the goal. Yeah. Yeah, that was well played. You put it better than I did. All right, 2-2. We're back even. Oh, that would have been a breakaway. Here's a shot that's blocked. Sent the length of the ice. Icing's going to be waved off. Six minutes to go here in period number 2. We got ourselves a good one at the Roos house. Centering pass. That's deflected. Canton trying to break out quickly. Continental send this one in the other way. Hopkins leaves it for Kremen. Held in, though, by Birabin. Continental's control. Birabin sending it back in deep. Look out. Kelly gets a piece of it off a shin. Under a skater. Roos have it. Can they get this pass? Out to Schoner. Not quite. But Nico had a chance there to be able to corral that if that pass was there just a little bit sooner, but not quite. As a result, the Continentals control. Carson Hall had it bounce over his stick. Sent in deep by Alexander. Oof, big hit in the corner there. Continentals come up with a puck, though. This one, we got icing. Waved on. Zakub Yerfino for Hamilton sends it in. Continentals get it to the point. This is a shot that goes wide. Rebound hit the side of the goal. Hopkins sprawling in the net. Oof. Cruz may have got away with one there along the boards. This one's going to slowly slide back into the Hamilton zone. That'll allow the Roos to change up here. Pass intercepted. Sent back in by Pringle. Trey Williams helps to clear it out for the Continentals. Here's Devin DeVries. Shot and a score from the wing. And that's Jackson Kroc, the Continentals captain. And all of a sudden, Hamilton has themselves a 3-2 lead. Roos were cruising up 2-zip, and all of a sudden, 3 straight for Hamilton. And they can score quickly. That one from the wing, it just snuck over the shoulder of Hopkins under the crossbar. The Roos are up 2-0 after one, and suddenly they're down 3-2 with 3:42 to go in the middle frame. So Canton's got to get regrouped just a bit here. It's not like they're playing poorly, but man, this Hamilton team can score quickly. You can see why they're the number 8 team in the nation. Here come the Roos, back the other way. This is into the Hamilton bench. Great to see so many parents here and friends of Roos hockey, both on the men's and the women's side. Nice weekend with 4 games here at home. Certainly makes it worth everybody's trip. Been a couple of basketball games as well, so 6 home games. It's been a fun weekend. For Canton, Corey Liu plays it around the boards, but the Continentals take it away. Here's a blast with a deflection in front. Noah Leibel sent that one just wide on the deflection. This one's up high. Comes back out to the blue line. It's pushed to center ice as Wojciechowski battled for it. Hopkins will leave it on the side of his net now. Continentals go for some changes as the Roos wait. Coming with a stretch pass. It's going to come back into the Canton zone. Let's see if they can try it again here. Wrapped around the boards. Back to the neutral zone. Howard there, rink wide, shoveled the other way. Coach Boak covers his head. And that's out of play. Talking to Alex this morning. He had coffee this morning with the former Florida Panthers general manager, Randy Sexton, who went to St. Lawrence, and then Randy's son, I think, played at Clarkson. It's a Legends weekend, so a lot of St. Lawrence players back in the area. Mike Keenan, who actually I worked with in Florida, but Mike's in town this weekend as well. They were honoring, this one's out of play. We're up into the netting. They're honoring a classmate over at St. Lawrence today. Face off out in the neutral zone. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Yeah, Ray Shiro, who passed away about a year ago, I think. Ray, of course, a well-known GM in the NHL and just an all-around great guy, and sadly passed away. Very sad. So had a lot of teammates and a lot of alums come into town for St. Lawrence here this weekend, which was great to see. Hopkins leaves it behind his goal. Kelly does a nice job handling that one. A tough pass into his skates. Whacked away by Logan Kelly. Minute to go here in period number 2. Hamilton up 3-2. It's been a fun one to watch. McKinnon's going to play that off the end boards. Continentals hold it in, deflected in front, and then batted in. Wow. That's a tough one for Hopkins. Ryan Sordillo for the Continentals. It was a shot up in the air, it was deflected, and then it was batted home. That's some hand-eye coordination right there for Sordillo. And the Continentals score in the final minute here of the second to take a 4-2 lead. What happened to 2-0? I felt so good back then, didn't it? This one's in the Roos bench. We'll have a face-off at center ice. Isn't a 2-goal lead the worst lead in hockey? So now Hamilton has that burden? I mean, it'd be a nice burden to have, right? But, you always want to have that burden, right? You say it's the worst lead in hockey, but you'd rather have the lead than be down by 2. But this will be an icing. But hopefully that 2-goal lead will treat Hamilton as well as it did Canton, I suppose. Former SUNY Canton player Mark Taylor will be back here in Canton next weekend. Mark, of course, the head coach for Hobart. Mark played here at Canton and for Terry Martin. And his Hobart team has won the national championship the last 2 seasons in Division III. Look out. Here they come looking for more. This one's right on. Hopkins gloves that down on a shot by Luke Chor. I complained a little bit about the Hamilton Continentals having too many syllables. Well, Luke Chor is, very syllabically conservative, I would say. 2 syllables to cover Luke's name. That's good. I like that. Although nothing wrong with an occasional Wojciechowski is what I always say. I think that's what I always say. Final 10 seconds of the second period, one that's been controlled by the Continentals. Not necessarily controlling the play, but certainly controlling the scoreboard as they score 4 times in the second period. Now we'll get a little bit of a scrum and players exchanging pleasantries, maybe get to know each other a little better. Zotter's, he's just looking to like shove anybody who comes near him, right? Like, yeah, give me your shoulder and I'll push it. But, yeah, Continental score 4 times in the second period. Roos were up 2-0 after 1, but here after 2, Hamilton is taking over. It's Hamilton 4, Canton 2. We'll take a little bit of a break here, union mandated, of course, and we'll talk to you the third period of action from the Roos house. Ooh, scramble in front there. Ruse managed to backhand it out. Just underway here in the third period. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Sprained my ankle coming back upstairs from the concession stand. Lost my hot dog. Spilt my soda. All right, here we go. Hopefully a period like the first period for Canton. As the Roos own the first period and the Continentals own the second. 2-0 after one, 4-2 Hamilton after two. There's a pass to the point, but there was nobody there for the Continentals. It's going to slide all the way back to their netminder, Tyler Bloomfield. Centering pass. Flipped along the blue lines, and then the Roos dump it in. So here's the thing: if you're the announcer, you can be a little late. If you're the camera person, can't be late. Can't be late. People lose their marbles. You had a mom talk? Yeah. Not your mom, somebody else's mom. Those are good. Roos get this one in deep. Continentals with a clean clear out to center ice. Carson Hall gets that one over. This one's deflected up over the net. Hall is there, backhands it to the blue line. This one blocked in front. That one hurt. We'll get a whistle here. That hit his knee. Like, yeah. You know how there's a little spot there, right? And I think the puck found the spot. Either that or maybe it was on the inside of his knee, right? But it looked like it hit the front. Yeah. That one looked like it hurt. Evan Pringle, he got hit. I think he got hit in the second period. Now he takes a puck here in the third period. It's a tough day at the office for Evan. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully that's just a bruise, right, and not anything else. It will definitely leave a mark, that's for sure. Hopefully he's able to shake that one off and come back out. Evan's got 5 points in the first 5 games for the Roos. Shot the length of the ice. This icing's waved off. McKinnon had it momentarily behind the goal, swept off his stick. Here's a gang of women's lacrosse players. Looks like bad news down there. From the mean streets of Canton, New York. You know how it goes. Roos clear it out, push it forward. Back is Hamming for the Continentals. Wraps that one around the board. Shot in deep as the Roos clear the zone. And finish up on a line change. 4 minutes gone here in period number 3. Still 4-2. Wojciechowski sends one cross ice. This one's in behind the goal. Is it just me or the Roos could use a power play here, right? A little power play action. Maybe make this a 1-goal game. Maybe an odd man rush. That wouldn't be a bad idea. This one slides a little bit too far out in front of Nolan Zotter. Comes back to the blue line and Drysdale managed to hold it in. I thought that might have been a high stick. But they're going to let that one go. But perhaps Continentals were the first ones to touch the puck after the high stick. So behind the net, a wrestling match. Dylan Pollock is there. He comes back out to Kremen at center ice. Sent in deep. That icing? No, waved on. That was close. Continental's got a chance to clear their zone, and they do. Roos got to look out as Clarence Belts was looking for a lead pass to head toward the net. Doesn't quite get it. Canton flipping this one back into the Hamilton zone, and icing's going to be waved off. That was a borderline, but a good wave off, especially if the linesman's a little hungry, looking for some dinner reservations here sometime soon in the great village of Canton. Pollock is there, wrestles it back to the Hamilton blue line, but the Continentals quickly turn it the other way. Rister is right on net and gloved down by Hopkins. Clarence Belts with the shot. Belts from Montana, the hockey hotbed of Montana. Missoula, Montana. Ever hear a hockey player from Missoula, Montana before? I haven't either. This one comes out to center ice. Lucas Constantine back skating, then sent back in by the Continentals. Hopkins plays it along the end boards. And everybody after it there. Back out to the point on the left side. This one's batted down, sent to center ice. Roos could use a bounce or two here. Freifogel couldn't quite corral it. Shot back into the Canton end. Look out. Jeez, that was rough. A blindside hit there. We'll get a whistle. Is this going to be an icing? Yeah. Is that Liu who got hit like that along the boards? He popped back up. I'll give him credit because he got hit hard into the boards. It wasn't a hitting behind. I mean, you could call it boarding there, I guess. He was facing forward, but man, he took a pretty good hit. He played the puck and got it out. Played it forward. Somebody dropped their guitar there, and the Roos are able to skate it out to center ice. Shot in by Colton Alexander. Boy, they're efficient. Continentals clear it out into the Roos end, and we'll get a offsides call as DeVries carried it in. .19 to go here in period number 3. Roos could use a goal, down a pair to the Continentals. Shots on goal, Roos haven't had one in a while. Getting a little lopsided, actually. It's 26-13, and I feel like it was maybe, just awfully close earlier, but Continentals have really turned it on in period number 2 and now 3. Shot in. Icing's the call. Bring that face-off back in the Canton end. All right, Roos schedule. They are at home next weekend, hosting Oswego and Hobart. So things don't get any easier for the Canton men's team. Oswego always in the national picture. There's a penalty. And we were talking about a power play for the Roos. Here it comes. Tripping will be the call against the Continentals. Here's an opportunity to get right back in this one for Canton. Yeah, Roos will play Oswego and then the 2-time national defending champs from Hobart next weekend. So that should be an interesting pair of games. Tripping is the call. That will go against Hamilton's Noah Leibel. He's liable for that one. Off the draw, controlled by the Roos. Kremen holding over to the wing. Alexander gets it back off a skate. Alexander and Sassenberry, a couple of freshmen on the power play. Alexander shoots that one. It's blocked. Whacked up into the crowd. And you know how I can tell that's not Nate Hopkins' dad there? It's because he didn't catch it. Nate Hopkins' dad's save percentage in this game, 100%. He's 1 for 1. Schaefer's ready to drop the puck. Forsberg moves in for the Roos and wins it. Six players in there jamming at it. Trying to pinch in with Logan Kelly. Here's a shot right on net. It pops free, but the whistle sounded before Freifogel could do anything. 1:28 left on the power play for Canton. Roos win the draw again. Here's McKinnon. Over to Freifogel. He backhands it deep. Jammed along the boards. McKinnon holds it in. He sends it in deep once again. Zotter blew a tire, and the Continentals shoot at the length of the ice. Hopkins stops it behind his net. Roos with a minute left on the power play. They could use this one down a pair here in the third period. Roos gained the line. Well done by Kelly. Shot around the boards. Freifogel. Does he hold it in? Nope. Bouncing puck. Looked like a basketball the way it was bouncing out there, and it would be shot down by the Continentals. Roos have 35 seconds left on the power play. Schoner out there for the Roos. It's going to come around to the right side to Schoner. Nico's got it. He's always dangerous. Comes to the high slot, slides away from him. Comes back to him. Schoner behind the net, holding on. Floats one in front. Alexander's shot is blocked. Losing the power play for another 5 seconds. Kremen backhands a nice pass. Alexander over to the right side. Back to Alexander, top of the slot. Continentals back at full strength. Here's a shot right on. Rebounded behind the net. Roos still holding it in, even though the Continentals are back to full strength and they clear it out. Not a bad power play for Canton, but they're unable to connect, and there's 10:20 left in this one. Hamilton up by a pair. See if the Roos can capitalize on the momentum from that power play. This one's going to come around the boards. Liu does a nice job holding it in. He was on the forecheck. Well done. Mughal got a piece of it. Now from the blue line, a shot just dumped in. Long bounce benefits the Continentals. They get it out. Now Canton takes over. For the Roos, it's Liu. Does a nice job. Gets it out to center ice. Drysdale goes down and blocks it along the boards. Here's a chance. Kelly with a shot that's right on. Tyler Bloomfield, the sophomore from Hudson, Massachusetts, makes the save. Takes the helmet off for the camera. Decent opportunity there for Kelly. I think he's trying to go blocker side, top shelf, but Bloomfield got in front of it. I don't know where the puck went. Did he not drop it? Yeah, I guess he didn't drop it. I wonder I didn't know where it went. This one's going to float down into the Canton end. Tristan Mughal there. Pushes one forward. Trey Williams for Hamilton. Couldn't control. Sent back in by Kelly. Here's a chance in the slot that's deflected and up into the netting. Wrist shot there from Spencer Sassenberry. Got a chance to meet Spencer's folks this evening. Nice to meet them. He's a freshman from Fayetteville, New York, just outside of Syracuse. Played for the Watertown Shamrocks before coming to Canton. And he's already got 4 goals in 5 games. That's a heck of a start to his rookie campaign. DeVries off the boards, out to center ice. Mughal's there, backhands it the other way. Roos still working hard, down a pair. Here's a shot, deflect, that's off a skate, just wide. Decent opportunity there. Canton continues to work. Alexander tips that clearing attempt. Chasing it down is Varmicki. Now it's DeVries. That trickles away from him. Counterattack for Canton. Sent in deep by Tristan Mughal. Yeah, they're going to let that one go. A little bit of a grab there. Freifogel, nice job getting the puck. Takes it down the boards. Got hit a little bit up high. This one sent the other way. After there is Luke Chor for Hamilton. Behind the net. Kremen backhands it. Stolen there by Schoner. Nico with a centering pass. Ruse buzzing here a little bit. There's a shot right on. Save made by Bloomfield. A couple of decent chances here for Canton. In period number 3. Good hit along the boards there by the Ruse. Constantine pinches in, pushes one in front. That's going to be covered up by Nate Hopkins. .648 to go in the third. 4-2 Hamilton. Take that face off again. The shot's batted down. Played off the end boards as the Ruse look to break it out. Nifty little pass there. And a penalty upcoming. So the Ruse are just on the power play. They'll do it again. Sassenberry showing some speed there as he came down the slot and got tripped up. He looks good. I mentioned 4 goals coming into this weekend, and Sassenberry draws the penalty here, and the Ruse down a pair, but their last power play looked pretty good. We'll see if they can get one here, make this a 1-goal game. Nice to see Evan Pringle back out there after taking a puck on the knee earlier this period. It's amazing what a power play will do to heal a knee injury. Ruse win the draw. It's Kremen. Around the boards for Schoner. Nico spins and shoots it in front. Alexander trying to center that pass. It's off a skate. Look out. Oh, good hustle there for the Ruse and back check. Canton needs one here on the power play. Schoner couldn't quite corral that one. Look out. Chance for the Continentals. It goes wide. Good work there by Devin DeVries for Hamilton. All right, here's Sassenberry again. Loose puck bounces between a couple of skates, and then it's shot all the way down. Minute 10 left on the Ruse power play. Canton in the middle of a change. They'll play that back and regroup a bit. Kind of a soft pass there, but they still managed to get it over. Zotter trying to play it. Comes free, back out to the point. Nicely played into the corner. Ruse trying to set that power play up, and they do. McKinnon goes rink wide. Kelly there. Kelly down the right side. Back to Kelly at the point. McKinnon looks in. Back to Kelly. Over to the wing. Taken there by Zotter. And the Ruse turn it over. Down to 35 seconds for SUNY Canton in the power play. One that you'd say isn't a must, but certainly it would go a long way for the Ruse to get back into this one down by a pair. Here they come. Schoner over the line. Ridden into the boards. Continentals are going to clear. 10 seconds left on the Ruse power play. And a good penalty kill there. for the Continentals is Ryan Sordillo. He's going to try to eat that puck along the boards for a little bit, waste some time, and Hamilton is back at full strength. So Canton with a couple of power play opportunities here in the third period, but unable to connect. This one's out in front of the net, and it's Hopkins to make the save on Luke Chor. Face-off coming in the Canton zone. First period won by the Roos, 2-zip. Second period won 4-zip by Hamilton. 4-2 coming into the third here, and the third has been a little bit more even. Down to 4:16. The Roos need to get it going offensively here. Takes a funny bounce out of the corner. Held in at the blue line, dumped into the corner, comes free for the Roos. Yeah, they got it out, but not any further as it's sent back in. Alex Denis shoots it in. Puck unfortunately bounces over the stick of Bullock. Tough break there for the Roos, and this one is out of play by quite a bit. Face off back in the Canton end with 3:31 to go in the third. Roos women are on the road next weekend, Abby. Is that the idea? Buff State and William Smith. William Smith, the one of the new teams in the SUNY this year on the women's side. Of course, on the men's side, it's Hobart and Hobart and Skidmore joining the SUNY on the men's side. D-to-D pass the Continentals. They'll send it in deep, and you can expect them to do a lot of that here in the last few minutes, just trying to keep that clock running. Zotter, a nice job bringing that into the Continental end. Forces Bloomfield to cover it up. What do you think, Bloomer? They call him Bloomer, Bloomfield. What's that? Bloomer, I would think. Yeah. You know, if it's a long last name, you got to shorten it up. If it's a short last name, you got to lengthen it out. It's a general rule of thumb for the nicknames. We got a penalty against the Roos. That's against Zotter. So the Roos could use a shorty here. Nice feet in front, shot. Oh, glove saved by Bloomfield, and that maybe a game changer or clincher. Sassenberry in all alone. He had a nice shot there, but Bloomfield just snagged that one with the big mitt. Freifogel with a nice pass. How about that? We get a short-handed chance there. That really would have been something for Canton. What an opportunity. Sassenberry, great chance there. Again, as we said, he's got speed, generates those opportunities, and Freifogel fed him in front, but we were just talking about Tyler Bloomfield. And the sophomore from Massachusetts makes, maybe that's the save of the game. That was something. Continentals in the slot, backhand score. Boy, they can counter quickly. The backhander. Yeah, I was just talking to a coach last night. He said, you know, it's a lost art in the backhander, and apparently it's not lost on Max Bulaka. Bulaka, senior from Kelowna, British Columbia. And he's going to put this one away for Hamilton. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 38 seconds. Bulaka with the backhand. That's a nice shot. I will say the Roos, they played much better tonight than last night. but this Hamilton squad is really talented. And if they get an opportunity, they don't miss too often. 5 straight goals for the Continentals after the Roos led the contest 2-0 at the end of one. Roos have had their chances. You know, you think about it, moments ago, Sassenberry was in all alone with an opportunity to cut this game down to a 1-goal contest. Next thing you know, within a minute, it's a 3-goal game. It's quite a turnaround. And 5-2, maybe not reflective of the Roos the way they battled here this evening against the number 8 team in the nation. Somebody having a fight out in the hallway? You okay out there? Sounded like somebody fell down. Hope they've got that medic alert. I mean, we're busy. We can't leave. You know, you got your camera duties, and of course, I've got to, you know, keep everybody interested with outstanding announcing, or at least mediocre. I try. Down to the final $1.10 here in this one. Scott Kremen. Trying to get it out. Hopkins in behind his own goal. 1 minute to go. Who's looking for a last rush or two here. Drysdale's over. Along the wing. Dumped back in deep. Liu with a wrister to the side of the goal. That's going to go wide. 10 seconds to go. Liu sends it in deep yet again. Backhand in front. And that's going to do it. All right, well, the final score 5-2 as the Continentals rally from down a pair at the end of one. They score the final 5 goals of the game. Pretty entertaining matchup overall, and the Roos fought well against the number 8 team in the country as they got out to that 2-0 lead early, but couldn't hold off Hamilton. Final score, Hamilton 5, Canton 2. Appreciate everybody tuning in, watching, and listening, and let's say we do it all over again next weekend as the Roos host a pair here at the Roos House at Terry Martin Ice Rink. Once again, final score 5-2 in favor of Hamilton. Thanks for watching and listening, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend.